So here we have the review of the new Yamaha MT-09. Yamaha have literally made a completely new motorcycle here. They say over 90%. So we've got new suspension, new chassis. There's only a few little bits like the front brake rotor, the front master cylinder, and maybe some little accessories here and there, but this motorcycle is almost completely new, especially the engine. Now they've done a great job. MT stands for Master of Torque, and this bike is exactly that. It's got bags of power. Now what I really like about this bike is its usable torque as well. Below 6,000, it just burbles along, it's easy in traffic, it's easy in the city, it's a really manageable bike. Get it above 6,000 and all hell breaks loose. It's got a real bunch of power there, kicks in, and you take off. It's almost like two bikes in one, because I was able to just stay off the power band and ride it in the city really easily, also down the freeway, get to the canyons, knock it down a few pegs, and off we go. Loads of fun. And it is a real tractable bike. Now the 41mm front forks give you a lot of feeling. Now what they've done on the new model is actually drop the front 30mm, which really is an incredible amount. But what that has done is give you a really good contact with the front tyre. I felt like when I was in the canyons carving through the corners, I got a really good feeling back through the front tyre. It turns on a dime. It really now carves through the corners. It's easy, it's nimble, and it feels light at the front. So I feel like Yamaha have really improved that. Also with the chassis, now the swinging arm is on the inside of the frame here at the back. It used to be on the outside, much more rigid. So the bike's now become a more rigid motorcycle. That really helps you in the corners, helps you in the canyons. Comfort-wise, it's got some big upright handlebars, as you can see here, so you're really on top of the motorcycle. I feel like totally in control. I feel good in the corners. Where it isn't so easy is also on the freeway because there's no screen. I just feel like it's a good city bike, it's a good canyon motorcycle, not so much as a freeway commuter, but when you've got this much power, why would you want to be commuting on it? You want to get into the canyons and have loads of fun. Now stopping power. I was really impressed with the front brake. This one still shares the same rotors and calipers as the previous model. But what they have done is put the R1 master cylinder up here, and it gives it more bite and just more aggressive feeling back through the front brake levers. And the rear is more than adequate. Now rider modes, here's where it all gets a little bit confusing, but hey, we'll give it a try. Okay, so D mode. D mode is for drive, and you've got 4 options from Yamaha here. Number 1 being the most aggressive, and 4 being the most placid. So basically you've just got different ways of getting onto the throttle. Now if you like the previous MT-09, which had maximum power and we always want it to wheelie, get it into D1. That's just going to give you the most abrupt throttle control. The second that you want power, you've got it. If you want it softer, then you can start to go up from there, D2, D3, D4. So you can really play around with your throttle positioning, the throttle feel, and just get this nice smooth power going. So once you've found your drive mode that you like, then you can move it over into TCS. That's where we're going to group traction control, wheelie control, and slight control all together. Now what Yamaha have done there is provide you with 2 modes, so you can choose between mode 1, mode 2, which changes all of those in terms of being more intrusive or less intrusive. Then you can go into manual and manually set your own personal preferences, or you can turn everything off. Now if you find your own personal setting, every time you turn the ignition off, when you fire it back up, it's going to go to that mode as well. So great there that it saves your favorites, it saves your manual settings, and you can have a bike with your own personal settings as well. A nice little wheel here on the throttle side. I was able to read the dash really well. It's a clear display. It's quite on the small side, but it is clear. And you can just use that wheel to scroll through the menu and change your settings as you go. But of course, it's always safer to change those settings when you come to a stop. But once you get to know the bike, get to know the settings, get to know the dash, you can do that easily on the fly. Comfort-wise, got a nice big seat here, really comfortable seat. I felt very like sat on the motorcycle with these big handlebars too. Very comfortable around with the gas tank. I've had no fatigue riding the bike all day. Overall, this motorcycle is easier to ride because it's just got that real tractable torque at the bottom. It's still loads of fun because you can really take off once it hits 6,000 and it just wants to wheelie, 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 or just drive as well. So you've got a real spread of power right from the bottom all the way through the rev range, giving you loads of power and just that feeling as a rider that there's always power at tap and always more than you need. If you're an experienced rider, take a look at this. If you're an inexperienced rider, I really feel from my side, it's got too much power. But if you like the style of it, you like the Yamaha, you like its naked look, check out other models like the MT-07. Still as much fun, just not quite as aggressive. But overall from Yamaha, they've done a great job. I've enjoyed my time on it. It's a canyon carver, it's loads of fun, it's good looking. If you like the old MT-09, you're gonna love this one. Yamaha done a top job.